2024. And so positive music for me, like Bob Marley and Jimmy Buffett, always gets my mind in the right spot, and wanting to be another artist that holds that torch up for positive music.
And you said that mental health is very important to you. I know that you started your own foundation. Talk to me about this.
Yeah, it's called the Happy Cowboy Foundation, and basically it just helps people get therapy that are looking for it but can't afford it. And I'm really fortunate for the positive conversations I've been able to have that have helped me through some difficult times in my life. I just want to pay it forward for anybody else that's looking to find that peace of mind too.
And you are going on tour early next year.
Yeah.
Talk about that as well. Is this your first tour? Talk to our crowd and tell them, everything that you've been doing and leading up to this point.
Yeah, so we're wrapping up this weekend. We're wrapping up the These Are the Days tour, and then at the end of January, These Are the Nights tour starts. So it'll be a whole new show, new light show, new songs. We love changing up our show every single tour, so when the fans come back out for the new show, it's a completely new show. I like to think of the show as a vacation. We don't got to go to Cabo to go on vacay. We can, get inside those walls right there and hit the pause button for an hour and a half on live. And so everybody come on out on the tour, y'all. I'll be all over the U.S., and I can't wait to see you there.
And I also have to ask you, what are you most excited for tonight?
Oh, the Posty Chris
Yes,
collab.
I think I am too.
Yeah. I think the whole world's waiting to see what that's going to look like and sound like. I know it's going to be amazing. I'm pumped.
Any country artists that you're really rooting for as far as nominees?
I hope Jelly. I think it's going to be Jelly's night. I think he's going to take a lot tonight. Yeah, so we'll see. That's my prediction.
Well, anything else that you would like to share with our crowd?
Y'all, life is short. Make sure to make it sweet. All right. I love y'all, and I'll see you soon. Peace.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you meeting with us.
Thank you for the time, y'all. Have a great day.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
So the first thing I want to ask you is tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind your outfit.
Terry Clark, baby. I love Terry Clark from the 90s, and so I showed a bunch of pictures of Terry to my stylist, and I was like, look, I feel like she was the icon in the 90s, especially with her style, and so we're just trying to pay homage to Terry.
And what are you most excited for tonight?
Oh, man. Well, I feel like I've seen Ashley McBryde perform so many times, but I still get goosebumps when I see her perform, so probably Ashley McBryde.
Any nominees that you're really rooting for this year?
I'm going for Ashley McBryde on Vocalist of the Year, or Female Vocalist of the Year. I feel like I believe she's had that nomination before, and didn't get it last year or the year before, so this year's going to be her year.
And talk to us a little bit about, stand-up comedy. A lot of people may recognize you from TikTok. Tell us about kind of what got you into this.
It's wild. I always credit my dad. When I was 10, my dad bought me a camcorder because I like making at-home funny videos. And so he bought me that video not knowing anything about social media because it wasn't a thing back then, you know? And so I started making all these funny videos, and then all those little videos and sketches that I did came to life once the pandemic happened. And so I credit my dad. He's really the one that's always believed in my dream and always ignited that fire inside of his, 10-year-old little girl. And so I do it for my dad.
Awesome. And tell me a little bit about, for the crowd, our viewers who don't know, tell us a little bit about what, kind of excites you with your comedy and a little bit about your vibe.
Yeah, so if you come to my show, I like to call it like a one-woman show. It's stand-up comedy, it's music, and it's characters, and it's a lot of Southern storytelling. So it's, I think a lot of people think of stand-up comedy as you're just standing up there with a mic for an hour. I try to give them a variety show. We throw some songs in there, we throw some characters in there, and it's a good time.
And you said you started during the pandemic. How did that start? Just, you were at home and you thought, well, I think I'm going to give this a try. Talk about that.
I mean, I had no plans of getting into comedy at the time. I just had recorded myself making a funny prank phone call to a Dairy Queen, and I uploaded it, and it went bananas. And so I kept uploading more prank phone calls. And then one thing led to another, and I started just implementing more comedy into my content. And eventually, I just flexed that muscle so long that I was like, "Wait, why don't we take this from the screen into real life?" And so I did my first stand-up show back in February, and here we are.
I was gonna say, only 4 years later, it seems like you blew up pretty quickly. How has the journey been for you?
Oh, it's just been a dream come true. I remember one time I was at a skating rink, and one of my friend's moms had come up to me, and I said something funny, and she goes, "You're going to be a comedian one day." And I've remembered that comment my entire life because I wanted to do that for so long. And when she said it, it was like the first time somebody had acknowledged what I wanted to do. And so being on this journey, it just feels like a dream come true. It really does.
What's your favorite part about it? Is it, getting people, I'm sure during the pandemic too, a lot of people were kind of going insane at home. What's your favorite part about it? Is it, lighting up people's faces, putting them in a good mood?
Yeah, I would say my favorite part is when a punchline's coming and the crowd reacts the way that you expect them to react, and you can see it on their faces on the first couple of rows, like they're just grabbing their bellies or they're wiping tears away from their eyes. Like that's truly, as a comedian, that is the greatest feeling in the world.
And lastly, tell us a little bit about what you have coming up in the books for the next, few months or in the future next year.
Yeah, so I've got a song coming out in December. It's called If These Walls Could Talk. And then next year, we just announced 30 new cities for a theater tour, and we're also coming to Canada and Australia next year. So it's going to be a wild 2025.
And what inspires your music? Last question.
I would say a lot of trips with my grandfather, going in his pickup truck. He always had Conway Twitty, Vern Godston playing. So I like to give, sonically, I like the songs to sound like that, but then I like to give them a funny twist. Some of the songs I wouldn't want my grandfather to hear, but I think he would like sonically how a lot of them sound. So
seems like your family was a part of, really everything from comedy to singing. You seem very close with them.
Yeah, I have a wonderful relationship with my dad. My grandfather's no longer here with us. He passed away 11 years ago, but he was truly my best friend. So everything I do for him.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming to talk to us.
Yeah, of course.
So tell us, what are you most excited for here tonight?
I'm excited to potentially catch a glimpse of Post Malone. That is what I'm most excited for.
Any nominees that you're really excited, rooting for? Or
Oh, yeah.
I know Chris Stapleton and Post Malone will be performing together, but anyone else?
Well, I want Lainey to get Entertainer of the Year for the second time, so I'm excited about that. And yeah, that would be it.
Tell us about what you have in the works for 2025.
Sure. So I'm an artist manager. I represent 2 LGBT country music artists right now, and so we're looking into 2025 for our upcoming release schedule and touring and that kind of thing. And for me, just building out my company in a sense of serving more artists from underrepresented backgrounds.
Talk about your clients.
Yeah, so one of them is Brian Ruby, who's here tonight. He is a country music artist, former minor league pro baseball player who came out in 2021 and made a lot of headlines during that time, and now does country music. And then the other one is Famone, who is kind of indie rock, also Americana, country, soul. Just put out a project on October 25th called Fascination, and it's about a New Orleans madam who ran the last brothel in New Orleans, and like how their lives kind of became entangled, even though she's been dead since the 70s. It's very cool, and we're just expanding that project with a documentary in 2025.
And you mentioned underrepresented backgrounds. So talk to me about that and kind of how it's been dipping into the country music scene.
Sure. Well, my start in music was in country, and I'm a part of that community as a member of the LGBT community. So I am country music, and it's great to visually represent that as well in this space with other industry, other members of the industry really showing support for what I'm doing and for the artists that I want to serve.
Well, anything else you want to add to our viewers?
You can follow me, Found Sound Media, on social media if you care about those kind of artists and want to learn more.
Awesome. Thank you so much for meeting with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, y'all.
Welcome. Welcome. Can I get that right here, please?